Guys, 2026 literally just started, and I think this might be my favorite figure of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Unique Toys Challenger. Or, in this case, we have the even more illegal version. I just realized I mistransformed him. Let me grab that really fast. The painting and the sculpting on Unique Toys Challenger here is just fuck me. It's really good. All the blue paint here is put on with this nice metallic. It scratches very easily, but it does look very nice. Lots of silver and reds and gold, and the gold really stands out, I'm not gonna lie. There's literally so much sculpted in detail on this guy. It's a work of art. Yo, let's check that back out. Holy shit, what the fuck? I know this isn't the best example to show off what I'm trying to say here, but with other Masterpiece style Transformer figures, the back sticks out a lot, right? You can see here on Buddy here. That's a big back. This guy, it's just nothing. There's no backpack. There's a little bit of oversized calves, but like, it's kind of movie accurate. And in my personal opinion, it just makes the figure look more dynamic. Like, I just have to ask, where's the truck? Not to jump the third-party hype train here, but this guy is a miracle of engineering. Did I mention that this seemingly clean machine transforms? The crazy part about this figure is it looks like a non-transformable 3A model or Hot Toys figure, and yet it converts into a truck. Oh my god, you're so beautiful. Before I start sucking this figure off more than I already have been, I do have one little bit of a complaint, and it's that waist. Since Buddy here is a minor retool of the Unique Toys Challenger, which is a third-party Optimus Prime Knight version, there is these really bad gaps right here in the waist. But now they do give you these gap fillers, which you could just implement by just lifting up the torso and then inserting them like that. There's these little tabs that go into the little grooves on the side here, like so, if you can do it right. That helps clean the look up, but this is also parts forming, so you fuck that shit and get that out of here. Personally, it doesn't bother me too much because these are shifting hips, so you can kind of fold out the back plate here on the butt, right that, and you can kind of shift the legs up and get them into a more normal look without using those gap fillers. Other than those minor complaints, this figure's absolutely god tier. Let's go over the articulation really fast. He's got it up and down and a swivel at the head. Arms can go out and then go up about that far. And there is also a butterfly joint if you unpeg that, which is more for transformation and it's very loose, but it's still an option. Rotation full 360. There is a swivel here. That is also a full 360. A bend at the elbow. The guard can also move. Like so, it's on 2 hinges. And wrist rotation. And they can go up. And the thumb is on a hinge and a hinge there. And then all the fingers are on 2, actually, oh my god, 3 hinges at each finger, including the thumb. That is absolutely gorgeous. And the hands are sculpted very, very well, and they look fantastic. The torso has a ab crunch. There is an ab crunch there, which actually keeps itself in place, and a waist swivel that is impeded by all of his guards, but it can go about that far. Legs can shift down and out, and they can rotate all the way up so you can get a nice kick. Unfortunately, due to the weight and the die cast in the leg, yeah, you ain't getting that shit to hold. But that's okay. There's a thigh swivel. These are spring loaded, and they can go up and down. Bend at the knee about 90 degrees, just a little less. And then the foot articulation is kind of just You got yourself a little foot toe movement and then an ankle pivot. So overall articulation is it's okay. Your articulation on Big Bot here is a little limited in certain areas, but overall it's not that bad at all. It is pretty much in par with like a modern day studio series. There's a few limitations, like the foot can't go up and down, but hey, that's fine because yet again, this transforms. Now going over accessories and stuff and features, we'll get to it in a second. Accessories, he comes with his knight shield here, which can also do the thing where it opens up. Unfortunately, this one, unlike the Unique Toys Challenger, you can't just splay it open. You have to actually manually move certain bits, and on mine, this is very loose and kind of sketchy, but you can splay it open like that and then extend the barrel, which also can droop down really far, but it could kind of hold its place, and you get the gun. Very cool. Of course, the shield can plug into this little hole into the arm right there, and it can also plug right there into that hole on the back. Very nice feature, and I really appreciate it. You get the sword sheath, I guess you can call it the sheath, which can also plug into the back and to the shield. Very nice. And you get the Sword of Judgment from the movies, and it looks very nice. I don't know how I feel about the grip here having these little spikes, as if the camera would focus. This has these little spikes here. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's painted very nice and it looks very good. Unfortunately, on my copy, the tip here was split open, but I just had to compress it and it was fine. But you can totally just slide the sword in. Don't worry, you will absolutely scratch the paint, but the sword can see thin and it can tap into the shield just like that. And then the shield and the sword can go onto Optimus's back just like that. And that is very nifty. And the accessory I care the least about is the staff from the last night. It's very big, it's very detailed, it's a ripoff of Challenger's staff. And it's cool, it can fit into his hand, and I also don't give a fucking shit about this thing, so it fell on the floor. I literally do not care about that thing at all. Now that the useless accessories are gone, it's time to show off the ones that actually matter. I guess the sword mattered too. That was fucking... It's time to show off more of the cool accessories, starting with his alternate head, which is kind of frustrating. Here's why. So here, it's actually very clever how they do this. You can just open this up and, oh, what's that? A battery compartment? They use, I used Energizer 293s or LR41 batteries, I believe. So yeah, but this is just a magnetic thing. So yes, batteries are, I'm gonna put on screen, 293s or LR41s, I think. And yeah, it's actually very well painted, very well sculpted, looks great, and I don't have batteries in this head, but I do have them in the alternate head right here, and there is a button, and you probably know where this is going at the top of this head, and oh, fucking god, that is so pretty looking, holy shit. Gorgeous, beautiful light up eyes. That looks fantastic. Sorry, my camera is so bad, but that just looks beautiful. I'm absolutely in love with how the head looks on this guy with the lights on. Just absolutely stunning. Looks so good, man. I love that. And the knockoff company that made this, I think it's BS03 or something. I don't know. But the company that made this figure also knows how to turn on all my Transformer fans out there even more, because he comes with his beautifully sculpted Age of Extinction cannon. And yeah, this also takes batteries, the same batteries as the, what's it called? The head and the other one. And there's a little button right here, and when you push that button, yeah, this is literally the best thing I own in my life. I am so happy. This is just a beautiful look. I wish I could display him like this forever, but unfortunately the batteries will die, and the batteries are not cheap, so we are going to have to turn those off and move on with the review. And oh boy, the next thing is going to be incredibly impressive, because almost forgot to mention he does come with his little hand blade from the last night, and you can just plug it in there, but he doesn't come with a Nemesis Prime head, so who fucking cares. I'm totally not recording the size comparisons after I already finished recording the whole video. Here is Challenger next to Leader Class Age of Extinction. I guess this is the last night version, Nemesis Prime, and as you can see, Challenger is much bigger. He's in that masterpiece scale. Here is him next to the 07. This is the knockoff masterpiece from Black Mamba, and as you can see, very big. He's definitely bigger, but he's very big and blown up. He is a little smaller, but they're kind of in scale. He should be bigger technically, I think. And here is Challenger next to a modern day combiner. I've been slightly dreading this part, but also slightly looking forward to it because there are some tips and tricks I want to show off on this big shiny Palooka here on how to transform it. So first of all, you're gonna make sure all the fingers are out straight. And yes, this is a fantastic transformation. It's gonna be a little difficult on camera, and that's why I'm kind of looking forward to it, but that's fine. So first things first, you're gonna wanna fully extend the shoulder pad, and then that is going to snap into there. Same thing on the other side. We'll do that. And now I'm gonna just show off one arm, and then you just do the same thing on the other arm. So on the first arm here, what you're gonna wanna do is you are going to wanna rotate the hand like so, and then you're gonna fold the hand like that. And you're gonna open this up, and this is gonna come up, and make sure to slide this out, and then rotate the front of the truck and tab it into place like so. Then you're gonna rotate the bicep, make sure that is pointing up, and then take the shoulder pad and rotate it like so. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other arm. Once both arms are like that, what we are going to do next is take the titties and open them up, and this part you are gonna want a part separator for because the boobies here are die-cast metal and they lock in there. It's recommended to use something else that isn't Stormbreaker, but we're just gonna use Stormbreaker here, and there we go. Same thing on the other side. And oh no! Fucking broke. Anyways, just go ahead and fucking get that chest piece out, like, there we go. From here, what we're gonna do is we are going to take the arms and we are going to untab them and swing them around, and then the booby plate is going to come here, and then this is gonna come around, and just like that, okay? Same thing on the other side. Now that you have them like this, what we're gonna do here is we are going to untab the head from this chest section, bring this section up, and make sure while you do that, this will collide with the top. So you wanna unpeg the chest from the waist here, and then bring this whole section down. And now we see the inside of the truck. So from here, what we're gonna do is we are going to take this section, move it down, and then bring this up, and bring it down just like that. And then we're going to take the whole interior of the truck, and we are going to make sure that this bit is like that, and untab it from there, and then just fully extend the entire truck out like so. Just like. Coming around to the back of Challenger here, there are some very important things I want you guys to notice. One, these sections here are able to move, and we are going to get back to those in a second. But first, take the smokestacks, fold those down like so, and very important here, there is a section here in the front of the truck, and make sure this part isn't colliding there. If you see that, this is very important because I was doing this wrong the whole time. Make sure this is angled in so that will groove in like that. You do not want this to be hitting that. You want it to be, see how it hits there? You want it to be up and like that. So make sure you do that and you don't break your Challenger toy. And then this is all going to line up, as you can see. From here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna close these sections up, close these up, and then rotate that just like so. Like that, and then rotate this and make sure you bring it like that. There is a little peg here that will tab into a little groove right there, if you can see it. There's a groove right there, there's a peg right there, and you're gonna marry those two ends, just like so. Perfect, and then you're gonna fold this bit down. Make sure, this is an important part, make sure you fold it down after you bring it forward, right? So make sure, see how that collides? Make sure you bring it and then bring it down. From here, we are going to close up the entirety of the front of the truck just by pegging those in, and then like that. Now, important part here, coming around to the back again. We're gonna make sure the head is like that, and you're just gonna fold these sections out like so, very simple. And then fold the head down, and you can see scratching paint there, which is fine, not that big of a deal. But make sure that you aren't forcing these two sections. You want to make sure these are just out a little bit, like so. And then this rooftop is going to come over, and what I like to do is gently push these in there like so, and now the whole cab section is completed. Moving down to the legs, forgive me for my iPhone's wonderful camera quality here, but what we are going to do here is we are going to spin the legs all the way around. Make sure you are careful with these joints because, you know, this is not exactly cheap. It's not expensive though. Do the splits like that, and then bring these sections up, and they are going to slide in gently like so, and we will get back to that part a little bit later. For now, we want to come over to the legs here. What we are going to do is we are going to start unpaneling things. So here on the inside, there's a panel here. Zoom in. There's a panel right here. You want to take this panel and tab it. You want to take this panel. It's on a ball joint. It doesn't really snap in, but take it and then rotate it carefully, just like so. And then take this wheel well and take that and carefully bend that. And then, now we just bring this whole clump of truck. I'm gonna take this part, close that in, and now we can bring it around like so. Now from here, we have this truck bit, right? We're gonna take this section, fold it out, just like so. Take this skirt guard, fold that in, fold this down just like so. And now coming down here, if I can move it. Coming down here, we're gonna take the front of the truck here, which is the bottom of the foot, split it like that, then take this section, fold it up, which is also die-cast metal, and so is this whole foot chunk that is also die-cast metal, very nice. Fold that like so, fold the foot inwards like that, and then rotate this section inwards like so. So make sure just like that. And then this section is going to slot in like so. Make sure the foot's like that. Then take the wheel well arch and bring it around like so. And then it's going to tab in right there, just like that. Make sure, very important, my first time I didn't do this, take this section here, flip that up, very important. Now that's the side of the truck. Same thing on the other side. Now that we're at this stage of the truck mode, we are gonna start tabbing things in. Make sure first though, you wanna come underneath the truck and you just wanna make sure that the legs are tabbed together. What is, oh, I accidentally did that. You wanna make sure the legs are tabbed together. So make sure you shift them up, and there's a big tab and a big port there. You can see it. That will tab together. There we go. Those will tab together. Make sure they're fully straight. Make sure the knees aren't bent and anything like that. And we're gonna start tabbing stuff together. So here, there's a tab on this panel, tab on the panel and a port there, and then that's gonna tab into the side of the truck. And make sure the front and everything is going like that. And you're just gonna tab everything together. Make sure it's all lined up. Same thing on the other side here. Make sure that it's all lined up. Everything is nice and neat and tabbed together, just like so. Coming up to the front, make sure the grill is tabbed together and goes into those grooves. Tab everything in, make sure everything's nice and lined up. And then coming around to the back, make sure that this section, the grill, will come over these little tabs right here, just like so. And that tabs in together, and you have your completed truck mode. And I bet you guys are shocked that wasn't even that bad of a transformation. This was a simple, fun, and intuitive process, and it's a process I can only describe as black magic incarnate. Unique Toys must have employed only witches from the fucking like 1800s to make this thing, because this really doesn't seem possible to do. In truck mode, that blue is fully on display. It looks so nice and sexy, man. The blue, the reds, the tinted windows, the flames, everything looks so good on this figure, man. Before we move on, I just want to mention the instructions here for a second because they're kind of shit. Deformation! Also, I threw out the box on this guy because it had a hole in it. But yeah, I appreciate the booklet, but like, sometimes the arrows are just like What the fuck do I do? And honestly, it would be better if you just use my video as your instruction guide and fucking pitch those. Anyways, this is a God tier truck. It doesn't really roll that well. I mean, it rolls well on my map, but not on hardwood surfaces or anything because underneath is not very clean, but fuck it, it rolls. Also, it's got a nice weight, especially in the front section here. It's almost like there's an engine inside. It's very nice. Overall, should you buy this? Yes, you should. You should buy this. Go buy it right now. It's at TF Safari. Daddy, please notice me. But seriously, not sponsored by TF Safari. I gotta throw that in there. But seriously, this figure is amazing. Actual black magic, especially if you're like me and you've wanted the Challenger mold for a really long time. This, I think it's like BSO2. I don't remember what its name is. It's like BSO2, Night of Poop or something, is definitely worth it. I'll try to put a link in the description for TF Safari where you can get this guy. Go to TF Safari. They are absolutely fantastic. He came in a couple weeks, about 2 weeks he came, and I was super excited. This was a fantastic experience, and I absolutely love it. Go get him if you haven't. And the best part is, he's like $90. I think he's like $90 to $100. For this, it's worth, absolutely. The paint is beautiful. Sculpt is amazing. It's amazing. Articulation's great. Transformation is otherworldly. This is worth it. So worth it. Go check it out. Like, comment, subscribe on this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's freaking go. That's another review down, boys.